Peace and blessings, everyone. Welcome to the Lonely Satellite with your host, Beat After Beat, 43 and clear here in the Motor City. By popular demand, Lonely Satellite is back. Sunday nights, 8 p.m. Eastern. When you're feeling love's unfair, when you're lost in despair, when you're down in despair, you just ask the lonely here at the Lonely Satellite with your host Beat After Beat. And we got a full show this evening. Thank you all for showing up. And a special announcement I'm about to make today. Tails, thank you for showing up. Adrian, Rowan, thank you so much. All right. Let's go. All right, here we are. We are live. Good to see everyone. Lonely Satellite. Hope everyone can hear me just fine. And if you hear any loud noise in the background, like a fan going on or a plane taking off, the maintenance men came yesterday and had to put in a brand new sub pump. So if you hear any noise in the background, you're hearing a brand new sub pump at my apartment complex. Ooh, Henry, thank you for showing up. Hello, Beat. Hello, everyone. Happy Beat is doing the Lonely Satellite again. Yes, and I have a special announcement as well. So let me get my glasses. I wasn't really prepared, but here we are. Five people in the house. Lonely Satellite. Hopefully the background track is fine. Hopefully we sound and look good today. Professor B, yeah, almost, not yet. Apparently, some company in California has been watching Beat After Beat. They've been watching my videos, and they reached out to me by email the other day, and they're a audio company based in California, in Los Angeles, and they're called Tech Zone Productions, and they think I have a lot of talent, and they say that I have a great radio voice, and they would like me to use their microphones while I do a live show. So I'm going to try to do this and show you the email that they sent me. So there you go, special announcement. I may have a sponsor, audio microphone sponsor. I told Rachel that everybody here at YouTube thinks I have a great radio voice, and I don't have a microphone. I can't afford one. But this company seems to be highly interested in me. They sub to me. They've been watching all my videos. They've been really watching Beat After Beats videos. This company, and again, they want me to use their microphone doing my live shows. That sounds great, Beat. You have checked them out. Yes. Yeah, I've already talked to Rachel and I'm waiting for her response. I'm ready to give her my address so she can send me the microphone and we can get the ball rolling here with this company. And this is Beat After Beat's very first sponsor. Of all sponsors, remove that. Of all sponsors, it's an audio company in Los Angeles. So that is pretty cool. I'll be honored to use their microphone, TZ Audio's, which is Tech Zone Audio Production company. They make nothing but microphones for studio, for bands, all kinds of events. They make microphones. Metallica uses these microphones as well, believe it or not. Even Metallica uses these microphones. So that is in the works. Wanda, much love to you. Thank you for showing up. Hope you're feeling well. Thank you, Wanda. Obviously, the company thinks Beat After Beat has a lot of talent, and I have a great radio voice. So this company's been watching me for quite a few months now, and I didn't even know it. So I guess they will send the microphone to me free of charge, and then I have to do a test for them, a 5-minute test, and talk through their microphone. I'm going to be talking through their microphone here at the studios, and then TZ Audio Productions in Los Angeles, California will be my. I'll be representing the audio company in California. Right. Today was Road's birthday. I did not know today was Roadhog's birthday. I didn't know he was going live or not. 5 people in the house. Thank you so much. By popular demand, Lonely Satellite is back. You guys wanted it. Here it is. It's back. In the meantime, I have my notes for the topic here. As always, loneliness and how to approach loneliness and deal with loneliness on a daily basis. And I do have my notes with me. and I have my reading glasses. Big shout out to TZ Audio Productions in California. Much love. Beat After Beat is highly interested in your product, your microphone, and is looking forward to using it here at the Beat After Beat studios. So big shout out to Tech Zone Productions. This may be the break I've been looking for all these years. Hopefully everyone can hear me. Hopefully the music in the background is fine. And I just hope everything's fine. Here we go. Everything's fine. 4 people in the house. Everything's fine. Okay. All right. I obviously don't need the distant glasses right now. 6 people in the house. Only satellites back 8 p.m. Eastern here at the Beat After Beat studios. Sunday nights, only satellite. Your digital group therapy. This is a panel effort show. Again, this is a panel effort show. Links are down below. Invites are down below. Group therapy, your digital group therapy. Yeah, so I'm pretty excited about the microphone and having a sponsor here. And again, I would be very honored to use Tech Zone Productions microphone. Apparently, Beat After Beat has talent. "16 minutes into the show. Invites are in the chat. Anybody wants to come up? This is a group effort show. And he is back. There's trouble.
Hey, I can hear you.
Tails was spying on me earlier before the show, everyone, and him and I were talking backstage before the show went live, and I really thought that he was watching me somewhere in the studio. He's like, "I just heard you light a cigarette." It's like, oh my gosh, Ontario isn't too far away from me either, so it could be Tails behind me. Well, welcome back again.
Oh, thank you very much for having me.
Wow. I better watch what I do around this apartment.
No,
tail.
only live streams I can hear you, buddy. That's it.
Well, man, that really creeped me out, man. It's like, no, do you hear me scratching my ass too?
No.
So, all right, welcome back, welcome back. Lonely
Heard some
Sapphire.
type of sandpaper sound, but I didn't know that was you scratching your ass.
Yeah, I take medium grade sandpaper.
To it.
Yeah, medium grade sandpaper.
It keeps the hemorrhoids down.
Yeah, only the best at Home Depot. All right. So yeah, I thought I'd make that special announcement about the microphone.
Yeah, that's a cool looking mic.
Yeah, I guess it is. I never had a sponsor before, and
Yeah, that's cool. Way to go. Congratulations.
this audio company has been watching me for several months. They've been watching all my videos for several months, and they want to put me in some talent show or some kind of a talent show, and they want me to use their microphone.
They're going to tell you don't have that tall guy up there. We don't want him there.
But wow, they reached out to me. I was talking to Rachel last night, and we were discussing things out, about her company and everything, and lots of bands use this microphone. Even Metallica uses these microphones that I presented to you guys today.
Well, that's all you need is Metallica to use the product, and it's good then.
Hey, and it's California. I mean, and there's talk about me going out to Los Angeles and checking out the studio.
Well, that'd be nice.
So we'll see what happens with this microphone. It could be a flop, or it could be a scam. It could be, don't know.
Hey, you don't know until it happens.
But nothing's guaranteed yet with this company. But if they're trying to scam me, well, I don't know.
No, they wouldn't offer you a nice looking mic like that if they were trying to scam you.
So we'll see.
So what do you got to do? Mention their name once in a while during the show, like a radio show now?
Yeah, it's got their name on the microphone and everything, TZ Audio.
So you can just look at the mic and say, yeah, this is for TZ Audio.
Yeah. You never know. It could be a scam. Who knows?
You never can tell.
But I've never had an audio company come and reach out to me. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, that's good. Good thing.
I really could use a microphone for my shows. A microphone would really enhance my voice. It would give it a more deeper.
Yeah, it depends on how you set it up too, I guess, eh?
Yeah. It would give me
we're talking to somebody else.
It would be it would have a deep, richer sound. My voice would be deep and richer sound quality if I had a microphone.
I see.
Almost like listening to a radio station, because radio broadcasters, they talk through microphones. So that kind of sound, but we'll see. Just wanted to show you guys the email and see what happens.
Well, I hope everything goes good.
I'll keep you guys posted on that. But nothing's guaranteed. So we're gonna move on to the show. 6 people in the house. Lonely satellite. I got my notes about the issues of loneliness on the daily that we all struggle to get through.
Now, who do you think are more lonely, men or women?
Wow, that's a good question. I think women are.
Do you? I think women can get whatever they want when they want. I think men are more miserable being alone, buddy.
Well,
It's
women.
tough to be a man. Even these transvestites turning into men are going, I didn't know. Once they do it for a few years, and I didn't know it would be so lonely being a man, on how hard it is. It's silly. Now, go back 30 years ago, and I would say women, because we could talk to women 30 years ago the way you talk to a human being. Polite, come on nicely, make them feel good about themselves and everything at work and that. Now today, oh my God, look out. Look out, you're harassing. That's sexual harassment. Don't tell her she looks good. What are you supposed to do? Tell her she's a fat slob?
Yeah, you never ask a woman her weight, for sure.
Well, you can figure out their weight just by the size of their clothes.
Skinner, how are you, my friend? 1981, Skinner 81. Thanks for stopping in.
But I think men are the more loneliest.
Yeah. Well, I think the whole world's lonely now due to C19. You know,
C19?
C19, COVID 19. I can't say it on YouTube.
Oh.
I think the whole world is much lonelier than ever because of the experience we all went through for the last 3 years. So the world is more involved with the virtual abyss that we're all in, the Internet of Things, which keeps everyone company and we get to escape the real world and go into the virtual reality. We get to choose any place on earth we want to go to through the screens. We get to escape the loneliness artificially. Paula, thank you for showing up. Not all women get what they want when they want.
No, same with men. Come on up on panel and we'll talk about it.
Yeah, this is a group effort show, and it takes people to come up on the panel. This is a loneliness related show, and it's your digital group therapy. I put it. Everyone needs to stop where they are and take a break and see where they're at in their life, in their footsteps on the daily. And this may be the place to come and take a break and find out where the hell am I in this world nowadays. And this is what we do. We talk about the issues of loneliness and how to deal with them on the daily, and because loneliness does sneak up on you. when you least expect it. Eight people in the house. Thank you all for showing up. 28 minutes into the show. Sunday night, 8 p.m. 43 degrees here in the Motor City and clear. Starting to get cold, Tails. Starting to get cold.
Yeah, winter is coming. That's what's supposed to happen. That's called 4 seasons.
I was looking
Don't
at.
worry, it's not global warming. We just got 4 seasons, so the weather does change.
Well, I was looking at this weather channel yesterday on YouTube, and I was looking at the winter snowfall, the snowfall forecast
Oh yeah.
across the country, and in my area in southeast Michigan, we're supposed to get 30 to 40 inches of snow for the entire winter here. 30 to 40 inches in the area that I live in Michigan for the entire winter season. 30 to 40 inches. I agree with you, Tails. Many women are often alone, even if married. We were home taking care of children, the house, etc. Men had more outside the house activities and had more of a social life. Paul says men are attracted through visual. As soon as they see me in my wheelchair, then they aren't so interested anymore.
That's because they don't know better.
Can you guys hear that new sub pump going on in my apartment?
Oh, more than likely, it sounds like an aquarium running in the background.
Okay, so that's the new sub pump they put in yesterday. That's what you're hearing. You're hearing a sub pump. I hope it isn't too loud. I can't do nothing about it. I think it's still. They installed it yesterday, and it's been running 24 hours. And the whole front of this building was flooded yesterday. And they were knocking on my door. The maintenance guys are like, "We gotta change this sub pump right away." And I look outside, look out my window, and the whole front of the lawn and everything is flooded. So hopefully it'll stop eventually, stop sucking up the water or whatever it does, and it'll be quiet again. But they take care of shit around here. They actually care about this apartment complex.
Yeah, we need a woman to come up on stage here and help us along with this loneliness stuff. It goes good with men and women talking about it. If it's just men's side, you just want to hear, you're going to hear it sooner or later. Oh, mansplaining.
Son of a bitch. Yeah, it was installed properly, Skinner. It's brand new, and it's been running 24 hours now. So I guess they really want to dry out the area. But hopefully it isn't too bad. Hopefully it doesn't affect my shows too much. Because if they installed it properly, it should stop the flooding issue. Yeah, eventually it'll stop the flooding issue outside. But yesterday, the whole front of the complex was really really flooded. It didn't look good. So anyway, enough of the sub pump. 33 minutes into the show, 7 people in the house, and I have my notes about the issues of loneliness. And again, I hope this audio company in California is legit, because if it isn't, well, I guess don't have a microphone. Um, and they're not cheap either, and I can't afford one. So it's up to this company to be legit, or they can be a scam. I'll have to wait and see what I get in my email from Rachel.
Oh, it sounds like a good deal, buddy. Don't be how do you say that? Don't make it out as a scam right away. Just relax for a week or two, and then you can go. Fuck! I think I was scammed again, and it was an OG this time. Son of
All right, tonight we got the 7 types of loneliness. There's
seven, right?
seven types of loneliness here. My real life experiences aren't going to change anything, so no need for me to talk about how I feel about the subject. From years of observing, older men are looking for younger women, and younger men are looking for a sugar mommy.
Yes, I am. I'm only 61, and I am looking for a sugar mommy. Anyone out there? uh,
Oh my God.
I won't be shy about it. You make more money than I do. Great, good for you. My little bit of money is for me. Yours is for yours. Let's enjoy life together.
7 types of loneliness. Once we've identified what kind of loneliness we're experiencing, it becomes easier to address. Not all feelings of isolation are created equal. Different states of being or situations give rise to different kinds of loneliness. Once we've pinpointed the particular type we're experiencing, it may be easier to identify ways to address it. And I have new situation loneliness. New situation loneliness. You moved into a new city where you don't know anyone, or you've begun a new job, or started at a school full of unfamiliar faces. It's no wonder you're lonely, and that is the new situation of loneliness. I'm different loneliness. You feel fundamentally different from other people in a way that makes you feel isolated. Maybe you're of a different faith from those around you, or you're surrounded by people who love outdoor activities when you don't. The differences reinforce a sense of separation. I'm in a different well I'm in different loneliness. And then we got no sweetheart loneliness. Even if you have a lot of family and friends, you are lonely because you don't have the intimate attachment of a romantic partner. Or maybe you have a partner, but you don't feel a profound connection to that person. No animal loneliness. Many people have a deep need to connect with animals. If this is you, these relationships sustain you in a way that human relationships don't. And something important is missing if you don't have a dog, cat, or other companion animal in your life. No one for you, loneliness. No time for you, loneliness. Sometimes you're surrounded by people who seem friendly enough, but they don't want to make the jump from being friendly to being real friends. Maybe they're too busy with their own lives, or they have lots of friends already. Or maybe your existing friends have entered a new phase that means they are no longer able to do the things you used to do together. Either way, the connections are not sufficiently meaningful. Casual friends loneliness. Sometimes you get into a situation where you begin to doubt that your friendships have depth. You're friends with people but don't quite trust them or think they see the real you. An important element of friendship is the ability to confide and trust. So, if that's missing, you may feel lonely, even if you don't have fun together. Quiet presence loneliness, quiet presence. Sometimes you feel lonely because you miss having someone else quiet quiet presence. You may have an active social circle at work or have plenty of friends and family, but you miss having someone to hang out with at home. Whether a roommate, family member, or sweetheart, you wish for someone's presence nearby, just making a cup of tea or reading on the couch to make you feel less alone. And that was the 7 types of loneliness.
And that was all 7 of them, eh?
Yes.
Well, I know for a fact for me the loneliest I ever been was with my wife. That's the loneliest I've ever been in until we got a divorce, and now it's a lot nicer. We don't talk anymore, but it's a lot nicer, and my ears aren't ringing.
The 2 types of loneliness, new findings on emotional and social loneliness. Key points. Loneliness means an awareness of a mismatch between one's desired and one's achieved quality or quantity of relationships. Loneliness has a social dimension, lack of social integration, and an emotional dimension, lack of intimate relationships. New research shows social loneliness and emotional loneliness have shared and unique risk factors. Loneliness is an unpleasant experience in which one perceives a relationship deflect the sense that the quality of the number of one's relationships are unsatisfactory. It has been suggested that loneliness has multiple dimensions, including social and emotional ones. People who experience social loneliness feel like they are not part of a group that shares their interests, that they do not belong. Those who experience emotional loneliness feel the lack of intimacy. For instance, though many singles tend to be happy and satisfied with their lives, involuntary singles tend to be unhappy because of high emotional loneliness. They desire but lack intimate attachments. So, what are the risk factors of these 2 types of loneliness? For an answer, we turn to a study by Hoffman and collaborators published in July, discusses the differences between these 2 types of loneliness, including the risk factors. Emotional loneliness versus social loneliness. Before we look at the research, let us distinguish the 2 types of loneliness more sharply. Emotional loneliness, an unpleasant feeling resulting from the perception that one is missing an intimate attachment relationship or that the existing relationship is inadequate. Emotional loneliness is a very common experience in people who have recently divorced or become widowed. Social loneliness is an unpleasant feeling resulting from the perception of not belonging, a lack of social integration, or experiencing one's social network as deficient. Those more likely to experience social loneliness include people who have moved to a new school or job or migrated to a new country. And let's go to chat. Money isn't always the answer. I was the one making the money, too much responsibility, and no one to fall back on is very difficult, not just financially, also emotionally, mentally, and physically. I can relate to all seven. Just because someone if in a relationship does not mean you cannot still feel alone. Sometimes a man or woman does feel a need to make the other people feel special after the initial romance. Here, let me put these up there. I haven't did this in a while. I haven't done this in a while. I feel in every relationship there is one more in love than the other one is. Sam, good to see you. Much love to the fullest. Hope you're feeling better. Wow, Tails, I haven't done this in a while.
No, it's been a while since you put stuff up.
I'm starting to remember again. Okay. Good to see everyone in the chat. 9 people in the house. Surviving loneliness. Surviving loneliness. Surviving loneliness. How dangerous is loneliness to your health? Although loneliness is something we all have to deal with at times, does chronic loneliness lead to serious health risk? A new article suggests that might be the case, especially over the long run. A team of researchers at the Ohio State College of Medicine and the National Cancer Institute conducted 2 studies looking at the long-term effects of loneliness on survival. Loneliness, defined as the experience of a perceived social isolation, has long been linked to various medical concerns, including heart disease. In terms of relative survival, loneliness appears to be as great as a health risk as being obese and inactive. Even when other medical problems are controlled for, the effect of loneliness on health is extreme. The 2 studies focused on the effects of loneliness on the depression, chronic pain, and fatigue symptom cluster found in a wide range of chronic medical conditions. These 3 symptoms are often found together since they are mutually reinforcing and can lower quality of life and long-term survival. According to research, lonely people seem especially prone to developing depression, pain, and fatigue over time based on the mid-range theory of unpleasant symptoms. These unpleasant symptoms have a joint impact on long-term health outcomes. In the first study, 115 older adults, average age 56 years, consisting of 49 cancer survivors and 66 non-cancer controls, were interviewed about 6 months after cancer surgery. They were then interviewed a second time 12 months later. All participants received the same questionnaire examining loneliness, pain, depression, fatigue, and health outcomes. They were also questioned about quality of sleep and amount of aerobic exercises received regularly. As expected, lonelier people had consistently higher levels of depression, pain, and fatigue. Over a 1 year period, loneliness has also predicted changes over time, with symptoms increasing from rapidly for lonelier people, even when additional factors such as quality of sleep and exercise were taken into account. The relationship between loneliness and the depression, fatigue, pain symptoms cluster was still strong. The second study used a sample of 229 older adults, averaged from 69 to 68 years, consisting of 125 caregivers for a spouse with dementia and 104 non-caregiver older adults. Caregivers were examined since they often show greater distress than non-caregivers living in the community. The people in the study filled out questionnaires during 4 periods separated by 1 year each. While many of the questionnaires were similar to the first study, the people in the second study were also questioned about marital quality. Most of the results were the same as the first study, with loneliness being significantly linked to depression, pain, and fatigue, with the symptoms growing stronger over time. Unlike the first study, however, controlling for sleep quality and exercise greatly weakened the relationship between loneliness and the other factors. Lack of aerobic exercise and poor sleep quality appear to worsen the effect of loneliness. Overall, loneliness appears strongly linked to symptoms such as depression, chronic pain, and fatigue, and this link appears constant across different samples of older adults. Sleep and exercise also appear to play a strong role in helping to offset the effects of loneliness or health in older adults. Pain, depression, and fatigue are commonly found together, with chronic pain being reported by around 46% of adults, with 13 to 27% reporting depression, 30% reporting fatigue, and many people reporting all three at once. How pain, depression, and fatigue are linked to loneliness is still hard to determine. It is possible that lonely people slip into a downward spiral, making the symptoms of pain and depression worse, which in turn makes people more isolated than before. Having a good social support network might also make pain and depression easier to handle, while feeling distressed can make people more isolated. Can helping people reduce their feeling of loneliness, reduce the pain and depression that seems to go with it. While treatment usually focuses on dealing with these symptoms separately, helping people to overcome feelings of loneliness might be an effective way of learning to cope better with pain and depression. Though pain is usually linked to deep diseases such as arthritis, and fatigue is often a side effect of medical treatments such as chemotherapy for cancer, dealing with loneliness can make a difference in helping people cope better with chronic illness. 53 minutes into the show, 7 people in the house. Recognizing that loneliness can be as serious a problem as pain and depression can be. The key to living a healthier life as people grow older. Surviving loneliness. Let's go in the chat. Good night, everyone. I have a busy day tomorrow. How you doing up there, Tails?
No, I'm doing pretty good, buddy.
Did I make any sense so far?
Oh, yeah.
Am I making any sense so far?
Yeah. Yeah, you're making sense.
So, chronic pain, I have full-blown arthritis. So, and I have vertical issues. So my loneliness makes my chronic pain much more deeper. I believe that's what I'm reading about. So the lonelier you are, the more health issues you're going to have. I believe that's what that means. Many blessings, Sam. Many blessings. Got some more notes on loneliness here. Take a little break here. Where are we at? Eggman, thank you for showing up. Yes, Lonely Satellite is back by popular demand, Eggman. Everybody wanted Lonely Satellite back. Howdy, Tails. So, in my opinion, everyone's escaping. Well, not everyone, but the world has changed over the last 3 years. People are looking to escape their first world, the natural world, and they're finding that no one is talking with each other anymore. We got the social distancing. We still got the mask out there. People really haven't changed outside. So people are noticing that and they're escaping into the screens to be comfortable, if you know what I mean. Looking for different worlds, the virtual world, looking to find a way for peace and happiness in the virtual abyss. That's what it is. Sooner or later, people aren't going to know the difference between the natural world and the virtual world. They won't have any concept, any idea of what reality is versus the screens you're watching. It's an escape.
Yeah, I sleep for an escape.
That's a nice natural way to do it because you're
Yeah.
not. That's a really nice natural way to do it.
I take my pills and that. They make me tired. I go back to bed and say, I'll see you later.
well, that's, that's a really healthy way of doing that. But many people are looking for an escape through the virtual world because they have no understanding anymore of what this world's about in its natural form in reality. So they're looking for a place to escape in the screens. They're looking for their own world. I work my tail off for an escape. Got another one here called Loneliness Kills. My God, I've only been live for an hour.
Well, time's flying.
This is usually a 3 or 4 hour show, Tails. You know
Yeah. Yeah.
that. I got 3 more hours to go. Oh God. Put on that pot of coffee. Loneliness Kills. Innovative community approaches to combating loneliness shows promise. Living on my own in the kingdom of loneliness for over 3 months has made me more aware of the pernicious effects of loneliness on health and well being. It does not surprise me that the UK now has a minister of loneliness, and that Prime Minister Theresa May has recently released a loneliness policy report, a connected society, a strategy for tackling loneliness, laying the foundations for change. Um, October 15th, um, the article. May calls loneliness a great public health challenge and plans to have Great Britain's within or GPs within the NHS to be able to refer patients to community programs geared at these to ease loneliness. Yesterday, I visited a long-standing 36-year-old community cafe in Edinburgh that has been successfully combating loneliness among the elderly and people living with mental health challenges, located near the Royal Edinburgh Hospital, a long-standing mental health facility in the Morningside area of the city. The Open Door Cafe is a most welcoming place from the high school student volunteer Hamish who greeted me and served me a great cup of and a scone, to the friendly regular customer patrons who shared their stories with me. This was a place that warmed my heart. It also gives me hope that we can open the community doorway cafe in the University District of Seattle along similar lines. They used to pay it for model and also have a robust group of volunteers to keep the place sustainable. In addition, they received some funding from the NHS. It also warms my heart to be discovered that the Open Door Cafe was founded by an Edinburgh nurse, Peggy Hunter, all the way back in 1982. She said, I have a dream to turn loneliness into fellowship, isolation into recognition, and she has done just that. I love their statement on their website in which they describe their cafe championing of diversity. Of course, many people who use our services have a variety of support needs, so you may find having a cuppa is a different experience to that your usual coffee shop. Can you open your mind to share some space with someone who is different from you? Well, that just talks about a community in Edinburgh, um, England. They have a community cafe where people get together and talk amongst each other and have coffee. Um, Loneliness does kill. Um, Very good today. Gonna feel it tomorrow. How we doing over here? Little over an hour. I think Chaels fell asleep in his lazy boy.
No, I'm here. I was just looking up for a song that just came to my head when I said that I like going to sleep. For my loneliness, I just go to bed.
Almost home.
Almost home.
Everybody, check out the music track Chaels provided down below or in the chat. Almost home. Oh my, I got a lot of notes here about loneliness. I think I overdid it.
See, I don't know, man. I look at YouTube. You should be able to play YouTube friggin' songs and stuff on here. I don't get it.
It's all about policy. Policy.
But it's their own music. It's their own stuff.
I think this is where my shelf flaps.
Why is that, buddy?
I have a lot of intense notes here about
Right.
loneliness. Functional loneliness. Functional loneliness.
Well, have a good night there, Eggman.
Take care. Much love, Eggman. Functional loneliness. Ignoring your loneliness will not make it go away. I have had a few conversations with some folks recently who mentioned that generally speaking, they are okay, but there is an underlying feeling of loneliness. Generally, these feelings of loneliness become more prominent when they are under stress or have been hurt or other such similar situations. Outside of those times, loneliness in effect became background noise. It is always playing in the background, but they do not always pay attention to it. When they do pay attention to it, it is because a situation has triggered an even greater degree of loneliness that forced them to pay attention to it. They have what I call functional loneliness. It is functional because most of the time they can carry on with their day without feeling crippled by feelings of loneliness. However, there are those occasions where loneliness gets the better of them and shuts them down. So, how does functional loneliness come about? Why do certain situations trigger it? And is it okay to just continue living life with functional loneliness? Functional loneliness, what is it? I believe that functional loneliness occurs for individuals who have found somewhat effective ways to cope with their loneliness. Unlike individuals that may have overwhelming feelings of loneliness, people with functional loneliness are able to successfully suppress their feelings without having to deal with it directly. Usually, it is because they are so busy doing other things that there is little time to have these feelings bubble to the surface. They are almost forced to suppress these feelings in order to do their job, take care of their families, or other such things. It is like a drowning person desperately trying to keep her head above water. It is a sink or swim situation. Functional loneliness folks have learned to do some amount of swimming and keep their heads above water, whereas other folks just get drowned by their feelings of loneliness. The fact of the matter is that in both situations, the underlying root of these feelings of loneliness is still not being addressed. The cause is that they are not getting the kind of intimacy that they need in their life. The social interaction and the friendships, the disclosure, the feeling of connection and belonging is simply not enough. While they can ignore it with distractions, they cannot get rid of it that way. It will always be there, waiting to remind them that their lives are not complete. When functional loneliness becomes dysfunctional, it is no surprise that certain situations would trigger these overwhelming feelings of loneliness that would shut them down. These situations demand the support, intimacy, and connections of others, something that was never fully satisfied in the first place. For example, when we experience an embarrassing moment or someone hurt our feelings or we feel overwhelmed with the work that we have to do, it helps to have someone to talk to. Even better, it really helps to talk with someone we are close to. However, when that person is not around or does not exist, then feelings of loneliness crop up, and for those with functional loneliness, it becomes very difficult to continue to ignore that background noise of loneliness. That noise has become a lot louder and a lot more distracting. Even ironically, it may be affecting their behavior and they don't even realize it. Sometimes we feel too stressed or tired or just have no energy or simply feel lost. Underlining these feelings may really be feelings of loneliness, hiding in the shadows. Behind these other feelings, we become so good at ignoring the noise of loneliness that even when it distracts us to the point we become dysfunctional, we still do not recognize the noise. So our life may become a series of functional and dysfunctional periods married by our constant loneliness. Living with functional loneliness, living with functional loneliness. The other question to ask ourselves is it okay to continue living with functional loneliness with our ups and downs? The answer really depends on the person. Change usually happens when one has enough motivation to make it happen. That whole cycle may not be enough to motivate us to do something about it. However, living with functional loneliness is living a life incomplete. It involves being able to start trusting others and open up our lives to them. Others cannot be sources of comfort, support, and connection if we do not let them into our lives. Let them know what is going on and ask for help. It involves taking a risk and moving outside of our comfort zone. Sometimes we get so used to a bad habit that we forget it is a bad habit and how much of a detrimental effect it has on our lives. And habits are hard to change, but if you are willing to make an effort, you can make that background loneliness noise go away, or at least become a very quiet whisperer that can deal with it, even in the tough times. And that was the functional functional loneliness.
Huh. That's pretty powerful stuff you're reading out tonight.
And going over a little over an hour here. No, you didn't overdo it. Well, I have the loneliness remedy. The loneliness remedy.
Like from 40 years ago, kicking the back of the arse and told them to suck it up and go walk.
Yes, suck it up, Buttercup. The loneliness remedy. Speaking of C19, the loneliness remedy. 2020 has been one of the world's most lonely years. During the various lockdowns, we have been isolated in our homes, and even after the lockdowns were over, many of us chose to stay safe from the virus at home. I've discovered that introverts are coping with this isolation much better than extroverts. Sorry, extroverts, extroverts. But even the introverts are suffering some loneliness during this time. So this is an excellent time to really begin to explore, to face, and to find a remedy for our loneliness. But first, we need to take a look at some of the mythology surrounding this idea of loneliness. The first of these myths is the myth that being alone means you are lonely. This is utterly false. It is absolutely possible to spend long periods of time alone, even periods of deliberate solitude, without feeling lonely. The second and one of the most debilitating myths is that we must learn how to be popular and loved by everyone in order to avoid loneliness. This myth is debilitating because it if we find that we are not popular or loved by everyone, we self flagelate, FLAGELIATE, in all manner of self-abusive self-talk that makes us feel very unworthy and can be dangerously depressive. And the third most popular myth is based on if only I had friends, then I'd be okay. If only I could find a partner, then I'd be okay. If only I were a better person, then I'd have friends and find a partner, and then I'd be okay. Each of these if onlys are based on the idea that we can only be okay if we have friends, have a partner, or become a better person, likable. Of course, it must be said that we all need emotional support. We all need a solid, we all need a solid, if small group of supporters, but that last, if only, gets the cart before the horse, before the horse. For you see, the remedy of for loneliness is not found in other people. I know that is counterintuitive, but it's also true. The remedy for loneliness is the accompaniment, can't even pronounce it, accompaniment of self that comes first. The support groups come after that. In fact, many of us will tolerate abusive and toxic relationships for long periods of time just because we are afraid of being alone. We fear loneliness as one of the most painful and distressful of all feelings, and we are all too often willing to do anything, even distort our true personalities, in order to gain even the most insecure forms of support so that we can tell ourselves that we are not lonely. But we will eventually reach a time when we have to admit that even in the crowds of parties and laughter, we are still lonely. Why? Because there is no real relationship with the self. So, what do I mean by a relationship with self? It is the earliest stages of our lives when we are being introduced to parents and family. We were intuiting what they expected of us. And since we were simply too vulnerable to say no to these exceptions, and in order to avoid the vast emptiness of loneliness, we introjected the projections of our parents and families in order to belong. In that process, we were sacrificing an identification with our own true, authentic self. We left it because behind, and we became what they needed us to be. So now, as adults, we are trying to please the people in our lives in the same ways and patterns of behaviors that pleased or didn't please our parents. Often we are doing the same old thing looking for different results than those we got from our parents. What we don't know is that each time we hit a wall with these patterns of behavior, the authentic self calls us home yet again. We need to feel at home in our own bodies, in our own minds, in our own emotions, and in our own behaviors. And it is that feeling of being at one with body, mind, emotion, and behavior. That feeling is the remedy for loneliness. We need to we need a strong sense of self, a self that is not defined by what others demand of us or project onto us, but is defined by what feels true to the deeper spirit, the deeper soul and self. Once this is established, it is then and only then possible to find others who can relate to that self before we find a self, before we find a self. Even when we are with others, they do not know us. So, how can they truly relate to us? We can only truly belong to others when we belong first to ourselves.
So true.
The loneliness remedy.
I'm cured.
Going down the rabbit hole today with the loneliness issues. An hour and a half into the show, and going over the notes on types of loneliness and how to deal with them. Yes, the fear of loneliness is powerful. So, I hope you guys are getting something out of these readings. Um, Maybe understanding more about yourself, where you're at here in this time and space. Hopefully, somebody's getting something out of this show. Yes, yes, Adrian. It can be very overwhelming and cause anxiety being alone. But you got to be comfortable with yourself first and know who you are in order to share yourself with someone else, I believe. Two people in the house. We got Tails just hanging out with
I'm
Tails.
just hanging out with you, buddy. Anytime you need somebody, some backup and that, just let me know. I'll be there.
So I guess you guys were really getting into that stuff. So that's good. Yeah, I got some deep stuff on loneliness going on. Maybe a better understanding of loneliness and, and how to have a relationship with loneliness. I think you have to have a relationship with loneliness because you
That
can't.
would be like a hand job served in a basket, right?
That's too easy for you. That's too easy. But a relationship with loneliness and get to know loneliness And because it's always around the corner, loneliness is always going to come around the corner and bite you in the ass, and you'll remember, hey, where am I at right now, here and now, in the here and now, and am I actually lonely? Do I got friends? Do I got family? You know, um, loneliness will always remind you that you're lonely. It's like an alcoholic. It's an alcoholic. A drink of whiskey will always remind an alcoholic that he's an alcoholic.
I'm a Pepsi alcoholic. Without a Pepsi, I'm a prick.
Yes. Yeah. Either way, loneliness, pain, loneliness. Uh, Regardless, loneliness has deep impacts on your entire body and mind.
I think we should all hold hands and sing Kumbaya.
Yes. Jesus loves me, yes I know, for the Bible tells me so. Right?
Well, I was thinking more of Kumbaya, my lord, Kumbaya.
Hey, why
But
not?
either verse will work.
Yes. So we've covered the 7 types of loneliness, the dangers of loneliness, I believe, the 2 types of loneliness, functional loneliness, the loneliness remedy, surviving loneliness, loneliness kills, loneliness. I haven't done that one. Let's see what this is. This is my notes here. Let's see. So it looks like everybody left.
Yeah,
Show.
they
You
were
know,
all getting caught up in their loneliness, talking and that, and they started crying, and they said, "I gotta leave for now."
um, would you know how many thumbs up I have? I can't see that screen.
Let's see. You got 11 thumbs up so far, buddy.
Okay, thank you. See if I can. I got so many deep notes on. I mean, I was hustling for the last couple of nights, trying to find some really deep issues about loneliness, and I think I overdid it. It's pretty deep stuff. So Kale, much love to you. Thank you for showing up, my friend. It's been a minute. Yes, Lonely Satellite's back. Well, Sam didn't sound very good in the chat. He sounded pretty sad. Uh, you know Sam, Tennessee Sam,
Yeah.
Tennessee. He, I've been checking up on him over the weekend, and he's been sick as a dog, and he's got a very bad headache, and he can't get rid of it. So many blessings out there to Sam, who is suffering, and he's alone, and there's nobody around to help Sam deal with his health issues, and that can be scary, to be alone and be sick. Yeah, kumbaya, right. Now we're 33 minutes into the show. Only Satellite is back by popular demand. I'm starting to remember how to put this show together. It's been a while.
Yeah, it's been a little while.
3 months.
Yeah.
That last Lonely Satellite show, YouTube took that down and gave me a warning.
Yeah, that's because they're pricks.
All
Might
right.
as well tell the truth, you know. It's going to get you in trouble. Oh, it just might.
But you know what I've learned? Self-taught. I presented that email that I got from that audio company, right? So now I know how to pull up articles and such, and even emails, and post them on my screen. So now I can, instead of reading my notes off my cell phone, I can take my notes and put it on the screen and talk about it in the background. Talk about the article in the background. If you understand that.
Yep.
So I learned that I can put up articles on. I can't put up videos, but I can put up articles, and I can have you guys read along with me. So I learned how to do that. So be on the lookout for articles instead of having my notes here on a separate screen. You guys will be able to see it when I go live. That includes pictures. I can share pictures when I go live. A big crowd tonight. And we all understand Adrian, and she doesn't have a computer. It broke. So that's why she's not up here with you, Tails. She doesn't have a computer.
Does she know what broke on it?
She, I think she pressed some kind of the wrong button, and it's not to be funny, but she pressed the wrong button on her computer, and a computer virus came and destroyed her hardware, her software, her hard. She pressed some button on her computer, and the whole computer just froze. And so now she has a virus on her. She opened up an email or something, and it was a scam.
Yeah, I don't open up any emails I don't know. I delete them right away. That's how people do get into your computer.
So that's why Adrian isn't up on the panel keeping you company. But I'm sure she'll be back next year on the panel.
That kind of sucks. What would you have to do for something like that? Just go get a new hard drive and
She's just going to get a brand new. She's going to order a brand new laptop off of Amazon.
oh, well, I guess that's one way of doing it.
She's just going to get a whole new computer. Her son is too busy. He works. Her son works, and he doesn't have time to fix her computer. They're just going to get a brand new one eventually, and she'll be back up on the panel.
Huh.
Wow, I feel a little rusty, but I think I'm doing good tonight. And it's been a minute, and I think I got my ducks in a row again with this show. And now I've learned how to put up articles and pictures and stuff on the screen without putting up a video. So I keep advancing somehow or another. So many people need help. I don't think Tails needs help. I think he's pretty.
I'm set on my own.
I think
I'm one of these type of guys that I can take it or leave it. It don't matter to me.
I think you might have a pretty good platform. I think you're on a pretty good platform where you stand. You know what you want. You know how to get it. You know what you need. You know what you don't need in your life. I think you got it down pat, pretty much.
Yeah. No, don't get me wrong. I do miss the touching and holding and talking to another person and that, but oh well. That's what this show's for. I get to voice with people.
Yes. Yeah, I appreciate that. Appreciate that. Yeah, that's what this show is all about. Is about coming together and talking about these issues that we're going through and how to deal with them in our own way, and hopefully understand why we're feeling like we are. Chronic pain, and it has a lot to do with loneliness, depression, and that's what this show is about. This is the epic beat after beat at its best. This is the best show I've ever put together. The most epic show ever. Takes energy to put up shows. Takes energy that I had to lay down for about 2 hours before I did this show just to get the energy to do this. Hi, people in the house. Welcome, welcome. Lonely Satellite. We're gonna probably end the show with the privileges of loneliness. The privileges of loneliness. And I'm going to take a short break, and I will be right back.
Well, good day, boys and girls, and how are we doing today?
I will be right back. I have to take a little break here. I'll be back with probably the final notes for today, and that will be the privileges of being of loneliness, the privileges. So I will be right back with that.
And I'll just do a bong here.
Okie dokie.
Yeah, it's a shame when people start feeling really down and out and alone. I guess I'm one of the lucky ones. I try not to let things bother me. I think that's one good thing that I got about myself is I really do not let too much bother me. I just take it day by day. Some days I feel like shit. Some days I feel good.
And we're back.
And you're back.
All right. Did you burn down the house or what when I left? No one should ever feel alone. Sometimes listening to music might help. Yeah, I'm surrounded by. I surround myself with music, inspirational, yep, inspirational talking. Especially now the weather is cooling down, the days are getting shorter. Yes,
Okay, I will. Love you. My daughter.
yes, that's just wonderful. You are very blessed. You are very blessed. You seem like a good father. Not many good fathers out there. So I just had to freshen up a little bit. An hour and 46 minutes into the show, three people in the house. Only satellites back Sunday nights, 8 p.m. Eastern. Probably gonna leave the show with notes on the privileges of loneliness. So we'll probably finish off the show with the privileges of loneliness. That's okay with everyone.
Yeah, that's fine with me, buddy. Your show. And it's going along pretty good so far.
I'm gonna have to use my reading glasses for this one. SoCal, SoCal. Oh, I like your thumbnail, SoCal. I like your thumbnail. The more I get into this lonely satellite show, the more I'm getting into psychology. My interest is going into psychology. Four people in the house. Northern Trail Dog, good to see you, man. Thank you for popping in.
How are you tonight, Northern?
Good to see you, Trail. So it might be a little shorter of a show, but I think I got this down pat now again. No one's throwing any tomatoes at me or anything on stage, so I think I'm okay up here.
Yeah, nobody over. I don't have to wipe my bong down.
Here's a napkin, Tails.
Well, thank you. That's my bong. Nobody uses it but me.
Oh man.
I don't need to get cooties off of it.
Earlier, I literally had cops next to my house, and before the last cop left, he stopped and said my name. So I got closer, and we talked for a bit. But it shows he cares for the public. Doing good, getting ready to head for home.
That's nice. It's always a good feeling when you're getting ready to head for home.
Sure does. It sure does, Adrian. It can cause a lot of health problems.
Yeah. I only head home now when I'm dreaming.
All right. I'm going to need my reading glasses for this one. I'm straining my eyes too much without my glasses on. All right. Wow.
I can see again.
Yes. It just these glasses, they really just these reading glasses, they're prescription, and you just look at the screen what you're about to read and it just everything just pops out. Like wow. The privileges of loneliness, the psychology and philosophy of aloneness, loneliness, and solitude. Loneliness might be defined as a complex and unpleasant emotional response to isolation or lack of companionship. It can be either transient, TRANSIENT, or chronic, and typically includes anxiety about a lack of connection, connectiveness, or communal I can't even pronounce that. COMMUNALITY. The pain of loneliness is such that throughout history, solitary confinement has been used as a form of torture and punishment. More than just painful, loneliness is also damaging. Lonely people eat and drink more, and exercise and sleep less. They are at higher risk of developing psychological problems such as alcoholism, depression, and psychosis, and physical problems such as infection, cancer, and cardiovascular disease. Loneliness has been described as social pain, just as physical pain has evolved to signal injury and prevent further injury, so loneliness may have evolved to signal social isolation and stimulate us to seek out social bonds. Human beings are profoundly social animals and depend on their social group not only for sustain, sustainability and protection, but also for identity and meaning. Historically and still today, to be alone is to be mortal danger of losing oneself. The infant is especially dependent upon others, and loneliness may evoke early fears of neglect and abandonment. In later life, loneliness can be precipitated by breakup, divorce, death, or the son loss, or undermining of any important long term relationship, such as split entails not only the loss of a single meaningful person, but also in many cases of what person's entire social circle, of that person's entire social circle. Loneliness can also result from disruptive life events such as moving moving schools, changing jobs, immigrating, getting married, or giving birth, from social problems such as racism or bullying, from psychological states such as shyness or depression, and from physical problems that restrict mobility or require special care. Loneliness is a particular problem of industrial societies. One U.S. study in 2006, social isolation in America, changes in core decisions or in core discussions networks over 2 decades. American Sociological Review found that between 1985 and 2004, the proportion of people reporting having no one to confide is almost tripled. In 1985, respondents most frequently reported having three close confidants. By 2004, this number has fallen to not close confinements. CONFIDANTS. These stark findings may be explained by such factors as smaller household sizes, greater migration, higher media consumption, and longer life expectancy. Large conglomerations built on productivity and consumption at the expense of connection and contemplation can feel profoundly alienating. Aside from being intrinsic, I can't pronounce it, INTRINSICALLY, isolating. Long commutes can undermine community and compromise time and opportunities for socializing. The internet has become the great comforter. Here you go, the great comforter, the internet, where everyone goes to escape the real world. The internet has become the great comforter and seems to offer it all: news, knowledge, music, entertainment, shopping, relationships, and even sex. But over time, it stokes envy and longing, confuses our needs and priorities, and desensitizes us to violence and suffering, and by creating a false sense of connectedness, superficial relationships at the cost of living ones. At the cost of living ones, man has evolved over several millennia into one of the most social of all animals. Suddenly, he finds himself apart and alone, not on a mountaintop, in a desert, or on a raft at sea, but in a city of men, in reach but out of touch. Despite our dread of loneliness, our society is highly individualistic and materialistic, so much so that people are no longer called people but individuals, and no longer defined according to their social role, needs, or aspirations, but according to their economic function or consumer status. A doctor from a doctor. I'm going to skip that part. Um, a doctor from Latin decree, COCERE, to teach, make right. Okay, is no longer a doctor but a healthcare provider. So a doctor is no longer considered a doctor; he's a healthcare provider. So everyone has a different title, a new title in this world. They're not people. So your doctor is considered a healthcare provider now, and his or her patients, from the teen to suffer, are no longer patients but clients. So we are not patients; we are clients, consumers, service users, or end users. Anyone with any involvement or interest in the relationship. Sorry, interaction is a stakeholder, including investors, creditors, commissioners, managers, administrators, suppliers, collaborators, contributors, and competitors. These types all train in leadership, communication, negotiation, and conflict handling skills, and organize time and activities for team building, group bonding, and networking. Yet they cannot find the opportunity or humanity to listen, think, or feel, or even to exercise elementary common sense. In March 2013, facing the Health Select Committee to defend his record over the death of patients admitted to Stafford Hospital in Staffordshire, England, the then chief executive of the National Health Service (NHS) confessed to members of Parliament that during that period across the NHS as a whole, patients were not instead of contracting yet more hungry management consultants, organizations ought to turn at least once in a while to a moral philosopher or from the rest of society, or at least not to actively seek out social interactions. Such loners, the very term is projective, implying as it does abnormal till I can't pronounce that abnormally and device and deviousness may reveal in their rich inner life or simply dislike or distrust the company of others. Of course, not all loners choose to be lonely, but many do. Tim of Athens, who lived at around the same time as Plato, began life in wealth, lavishing money upon his flattering friends and in accordance with his noble conception of friendship, never expecting anything in return. When he came down to his last drachma, drachma, all his friends deserted him, reducing him to the hard toil of laboring the fields. One day, as he tilled the earth, he uncovered a pot of gold, and his old friends all came piling back. But rather than take them in, he cursed them and drove them away with sticks and clods of earth. He publicly declared his hatred of mankind and withdrew into the forest, where much of his people sought him out as some kind of holy man. Did Timon feel lonely in the forest? Probably not, because he did not believe that he lacked for anything. As he no longer valued his friends or their comradeship, he could not have desired, or missed them, even though he may have pined for a better class of man, and in that limited sense felt lonely. Broadly speaking, loneliness is not so much an objective state of affairs as a subjective state of mind, a function of desired and achieved levels of social interaction and also of types of interaction. Lovers often feel lonely in the single absence of their beloved, even when completely surrounded by friends and family. Jilted lovers feel much lonelier than those who are merely apart from their beloved, indicating that loneliness is not merely a matter of interaction, but also of the potential for a possibility of interaction. It is common to feel lonely within a marriage because the relationship is no longer validating and nurturing us, but diminishing us and holding us back. If you are afraid of loneliness, do not marry. More often than not, marriage results are merely or even mostly from a desire for companionship and intercourse, but also and above all from an urge to flee from our lifelong loneliness and escape from our inescapable demons. Ultimately, loneliness is not the experience of lacking, but the experience of living. It is part and parcel of the human condition, and unless a person is resolved, it can only be a matter of time before it resurfaces upon with vengeance. On this account, loneliness is the manifestation of the conflict between our desire for meaning and the absence of meaning from the universe, an absence that is all the more glaring in modern society, which have sacrificed traditional and religious accounts of meaning on the thin altar of truth. So much explains why people with a strong sense of purpose and meaning, or simply with a strong narrative, such as Nelson Mandela or St. Anthony of the Desert, are not immune, then at least largely protected from loneliness, regardless of the circumstances in which they might have to find themselves. St. Anthony sought out loneliness precisely because he understood that it could bring him closer to the real questions and real value of life. He spent 15 years in a tomb and 20 years in the abandoned fort in the desert before his devotees persuaded him to leave the seclusion of the fort to instruct and organize them. St. Anthony did not lead a life of loneliness, but one of solitude. Loneliness is the pain of being alone and is damaging. Solitude is the joy of being alone and is empowering. Our unconscious requires solitude to process and unravel problems, such so much so that our body imposes it upon us each night in the form of sleep. During the daytime, certain people can deliver themselves from the oppression of others by entering into a trance state. This practice tends to be more common in traditional societies, although I have on occasion observed in my patients by removing us from the distractions, constraints, and opinions imposed upon us by others. Solitude frees us to reconnect with ourselves and generate ideas and meaning. Men without solitude are mere slaves because they have no alternative but to patriot culture and society. In contrast, anyone who has unmasked society naturally seeks out solitude, which becomes the source and generator of a higher set of values and ambitions. I go into solitude so as not to drink out of everybody's cup. When I am among the many, I live as the many do, and I do not think I really think. After a time, it always seems as if they want to banish myself from myself and rob me of my soul. Solitude removes us from the mindless humdrum of everyday life into an eternal and universal consciousness, which reconnects us with ourselves and our deepest humanity, and also with the natural world, which quickens into our moose and companion. This distancing enables us to dissociate, dissociate, from earthly concerns and petty emotions, and stimulates problem solving, creativity, and spirituality by affording us the opportunity to regulate and adjust our perspectives. Solitude enables us to create the strength and security for still greater for still greater solitude and the meaning that guards against loneliness. The life of St. Anthony can leave the impression that solitude is at odds with attachment, but this need not be the case so long as the one is not pitted against the other. The highest task of lovers is that each stands guard over the solitude of the other. In solitude, in solitude. The happiest lives are probably those in which neither interpersonal relationships nor impersonal interests are idolized as they only as the only way to salvation. The desire to pursue of the whole must comprehend both aspects of human nature. Be as it is, may not everyone is capable of solitude, for many a loneliness will never amount aloneness will never amount to anything more than bitter loneliness. Younger people often find aloneness difficult, while older people are less unlikely to seek it out. So much suggests that solitude, the joy of being alone, stems from as well as promotes a state of maturity and inner richness.
Huh.
Sorry, I was struggling with these words. I mean, I can see them, but I can't pronounce them sometimes. So that is the privileges of loneliness, examples of, of loneliness, the privileges of loneliness. So solitude is probably the best way to go, um, to be with yourself, your inner self. That's what solitude is about. Solitude seems like that would be your best friend if you were struggling to be alone. Finding yourself spiritually, mentally, um, getting to know yourself, feeling comfortable with yourself. So there you go on that. Sorry for the struggles on the words.
Oh, that's no problem, buddy. You did a great job there.
Thank you. Four people in the house. That's all my notes for today, I believe. Wow, just
That was a lot of notes.
it's a big show. This is an epic show. It's supposed to be big. It's
Yeah.
supposed it's supposed to be a lot. This show is supposed to blow all my other shows out of the water. So yeah, thanks for listening to all that. A little bit of struggling, like I always do. I'm not a house speaker, you know. I just can't get up on the podium and, you know.
Well, now you know you can, as long as you have notes.
I'd hate to be in front of 100 people right now. I'd be like, they would throw tomatoes at me.
Humming, humming, humming.
Jeez. So it just loneliness gets deeper and deeper, and it all has to do with your mind, your your state of mind. You need to go into a set your mind every day when you wake up. You need to. This is what I'm going to do. This is how I'm going to handle things. I'm going to be calm. I'm going to have balance. I'm going to move forward straight, and I'm going to be on my mission, and I will achieve my day. So it's all about state of mind. Um, Even though loneliness is right behind you, and you know it's there, you just know in your heart and mind that you gotta keep going. You can't let loneliness stop you from your day because it will paralyze you. So 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 it's like a disease. Loneliness is like a disease. It's like cancer. It can mess you up really bad.
Oh
Diabetes,
yeah.
like diabetes. You know, I personally go through all this stuff I've been talking about. I go through all this stuff
Do you?
every day. I struggle. Oh yeah, but I set my mind every day. I have a cup of coffee in the morning. I sit down and I say I put myself on a mission, a mental. I close my eyes. I think of what I'm going to do each day. I put myself in a mission, and nothing's going to stop me. I'll walk right over you to get my mission done throughout my day. I don't have time for loneliness. Loneliness will catch up to me sooner or later throughout the day. But right now I am on a mission. I gotta do this, I gotta do that, and nothing's gonna stop me. So it's all about the mind, focusing,
Yeah.
and so that's how I do it. I put myself in a mindset to achieve things. I don't think I don't think about the arthritis too much. I don't think about the chronic pain I'm in all day. I try not to think about that. I try not to think about the diabetes. I try not to think about things that is going to slow me down throughout my day. You know, Eventually, at the end of the day, all this shit will come piling up at me. You know, but I would say I'm a pretty strong person mentally and physically to get through what I got to get through every day. And I do it by myself. And yes, sometimes I do break down throughout the day and I cry. Yes, beat after beat cries. And I'm like,
I'm
dear.
pretty sure we all do in our own spaces.
So I'm like, dear God, please help me to handle this apartment. Please help me take care of my cat. Please help me take care of my truck. Please give me the strength. And I do break down and cry once in a while because it's hard to be alone and sick. Um, Beat had a powder his nose. I'm catching up to the chat. Damn, I've been reading my ass off. Hey, go ahead, Four Eyes. Okay. Catch you later, Beat. Okay, take care, Trail Dog. You probably left a half hour ago. Speed safe.
Yeah, speed safe. He was driving, so
Yes, comforting. 2 hours, 21 minutes into the show, and it is Sunday night, and people do have to work tomorrow morning.
oh,
So that is why we only have one person in the house. I don't know what happened to Carpenter, but you're still here.
I'm still here, buddy.
So yeah, this is deep. I mean, I'm going deeper, starting to go deeper in this with this issue. Derek, much love. Good to see you, my friend. Hope everything's going well with you, Derek. Thanks for stopping in. The issue of loneliness is, I can see I'm going to have to expand the issue of loneliness, going through depression, going through anxiety, going through those issues to find the root of loneliness, find the root of it. I can see I'm going to have to start looking into depression and anxiety as well, because it's all related to loneliness. Everything is good. I have an investigation coming up on the 31st, Halloween. Oh my. Can't wait to see that, man.
Yeah, that should be interesting.
Halloween special from Derek. That would be really nice to see. Send out your notification and we'll be there. Halloween. So I'm already booked up for Thanksgiving. I don't know if you've seen my notification for Thanksgiving tales, but I'll be at it once again, having a can of cat food on Thanksgiving.
Oh, no.
I got the turkey and giblets, the Friskies
Oh,
turkey, the Friskies turkey and giblets coming up for Thanksgiving with a side of stuffing and some cranberry sauce for Thanksgiving. Yep, I will be having a can of turkey and giblets.
you're going to start purring soon.
Uh, my, my next challenge. Yeah, I got it. I'm all booked up for Thanksgiving.
Well, if you start licking your hands and that, you should stop and grow your whiskers out like a cat. You should stop fucking eating that shit.
Another challenge. Yep, another challenge. Yep, I'll be stealing another can of cat food from my cat.
Poor bastard.
I'll make it up to her. Yeah, so I figure, well, I'm gonna do an. My last challenge was so successful that 'cause I got like 94 views on it already and stuff, and so that went really well. So I figure, well, I'm gonna do it again. I'm gonna challenge myself and have turkey and giblets for Thanksgiving. So that should be interesting. Yeah, speaking of turkey and giblets, right here, it's all ready for me. Right
Oh,
there, you go.
my
Right
God.
there, you go. There you go. Right there, it's
And
already.
I guess you're going to use crackers again to go with the munch.
It's right here, ready to go. Thanksgiving Day, turkey and giblets in your face. Get you some of that.
Are you sure you're not smoking?
I think I'm just bored. I might as well just eat cat food. I'm bored tonight. You know, I might make it a series. A series like Saturday Night Salmon. Maybe a salmon. Sunday Night Salmon with beet. Who knows? Friskies has a variety of flavors for me.
Oh, that's one thing. Listen, I'm hoping I never have to eat the shit. Ever. But the way the prices are going up here, who knows?
Oh, it's all about entertainment.
Yeah, well, some people use it as survival.
They do. I have seen some elderly ladies at the grocery store.
Is that where you're getting your hints from?
No, I've been seeing. I don't know if they have cats or not, but I've been seeing elderly people more often in the cat aisle, in the pet aisle, buying cat food and dog food. Um, just every time I go in the grocery store, I notice more and more older people are in that pet food section.
Well, that's because they don't want to be lonely. They got a cat or a dog.
That could be very well. I hope they're not starving to death and
Well,
eating.
yeah, that'd be a shame.
But yeah, here I go again. I got another challenge. Thanksgiving Day, 3 o'clock, and I'll have the cranberry sauce, and I got the turkey stuffing already set up.
Are you
And
gonna have anybody up on panel with you, helping you, make fun of you and stuff? Because I'll sure help you.
hey, I'll put you up here.
Yeah,
I'll put you up here for Thanksgiving. Um,
kibbles and bits, kibbles and bits.
Guess you can't now be around positive people. Well, for me, being around people is positive. But I only can find you guys on the internet. I can't find real people out there in the real world.
Well, I had you on my Discord and you left it, so
Yeah, too confusing. Discord, too confusing.
yeah.
3 people in the house, 2 hours and a half, 2.5 hours.
But I am gonna have to take off soon.
Okay, thank you so much for your support and love on
Yeah,
my show.
yeah.
And
I'm always here for you, buddy. Or try to be anyway.
well, I'll be hiding under the blankets tonight, just in case you're watching me or something.
Yeah, you hear my voice. You know that you left me in in the basement.
Yeah, yeah, I don't want to cough too loud or anything, I don't want to sneeze too loud because you might find me. Oh my God, I got a stalker.
You gotta admit that was cute, though.
That was cute. You got me. I thought I was in that movie, in that movie Scream.
I
I'm right.
seen what you did last summer.
Yeah, I know what you did. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, yeah. I see you, Beat. I know what you did today. Jeez, man, dude, it's a disease. Yes, focus on your mission. Yeah, we all have to focus on our mission every day. It could be grocery shopping. It could be going to the park. That could be a mission. It could be cleaning the house. That could be a mission. Create your own world. Create your own world.
I try to every time I go to sleep. I try to remember what it was like to be a kid and go back to that age of my life when it was fun and
Yeah,
everything.
back to 1953.
Yeah.
So, I mean, loneliness is right around the corner, but just don't try not to look back at it.
Yeah, I try not to worry about it.
You know,
Everybody gets, just remember, everybody gets lonely. Just don't let it eat you. There's ways around it.
So the next time I go live is Tuesday. New release Tuesdays at 9 o'clock.
I'll be here to bug you.
New
You're
release
in the
Tuesday
lobby.
coming up. Um, I have to call my primary doctor tomorrow morning and see if he can get me in to see a nutritionist. So I'm about to get it. I'm about to see a nutritionist to help me learn how to eat as a diabetic. So yeah, a nutritionist coming my way,
Yeah, they're good. They're good.
so I understand how to eat better as a
Yeah.
diabetic. What not to eat, what to eat. I need a professional over here.
Well, not to eat GMOs. What to eat? Natural foods.
Yeah,
But good luck in finding that stuff in your grocery stores now. For
it
us
might
and for you, it's mostly all GMOs in our grocery stores.
it might be all provided, but for me, the meals might all be provided for me through the state of Michigan because I'm on disability, low income. So these nutritional meals might be delivered to me. Who knows? But I need to sit down with the nutritionist and I need to understand what I'm eating, why I'm eating it, portions of food throughout the day. Because I plan on being here a while still. I don't plan on dropping dead yet.
Yeah, I hear you there, buddy.
I just turned 56, so
That's still young. I'll be 61 in January.
oh yeah. What date?
28th.
28th, January 28th.
Yeah. 1963.
63. Damn, that's when the Beatles came out. I think 62, 63.
Yeah.
Wow, 63.
My only problem is I'm all banged up from working. My back is gone. It's killing me now. My legs are torn up and rough.
Yeah, I hear you.
I work my ass off as long as I can.
Well, this is my big comeback, and I hope I did well today.
Yeah, you did excellent, buddy. You did excellent.
Even though I can see the words, I can't even really read my own notes. I can't even pronounce my words. The words that I'm copying down, I can't even pronounce them.
Yeah, it
Oh,
happens.
wow, that's sad. But I got the reading glasses. At least I can see the words now.
Yeah, you spell them properly.
Yeah, yeah, really. Yeah, looking all good. Yeah, 3 months later, I'm back with Lonely Satellite, and that's because everyone has asked me to bring it back. It's by popular demand.
Yeah, well, I hope you keep on doing it. Gives me a chance to get up and voice. And as you can tell, I'm not voicing what I normally do. I just trying to stay with the program.
Yeah, me too. I'm trying to stay with the program. I'm trying to keep my schedule going. My shows.
Yeah,
I got uh, new release Tuesdays back and Lonely Satellite back. So that's a start. But it takes energy to do these shows. It does take energy. You can't just lay back and be lazy and do a show like this. You have to have your notes. You have to have some knowledge of what you're doing, and you have to have the energy to do it. And talking and interacting, it takes energy to do that.
Giblets?
No, she gets giblets. Wait a minute. Look. Look.
Cut all that stuff up and put it in the turkey stuffing. Oh, that stuff. Yeah, that's no good for you. You're going to find out that's no good for you at all.
Thanksgiving dinner with beat after beat right there. Turkey and giblet dinner. Meow, meow.
I think I'd rather go out and buy a hungry man's dinner.
Yeah, those frozen dinners. Hey, it's going to be a new challenge, another new challenge. So get you some of this Thanksgiving.
Oh, no, that would make me gag just knowing it's for a cat. Don't care if it tastes good or not. It'd still make me gag. Well, that's just the way I am.
Well, I'm always up for a challenge. I mean, I'm challenge. No one's challenging me to do
No,
that. To do
no, well, that's because we know you're crazy enough to do it.
that.
So nobody wants to challenge you on doing it.
No, because I'll do it right in your face.
Yeah.
From the Motor City, From the Motor City, get you some of that and a Miller.
Yeah, stealing Maria's food.
Oh, I make it up to her. She's got plenty of food. I'm telling Maria, yeah, she's under the blanket. Yeah, I got it. It's right here, ready to go, man. I'm ready. I will have the turkey stuffing made. I will have the cranberry sauce set up.
So you just want all the trimmings in one.
Yeah, the turkey's right here. The turkey and giblets is right here. All I need is my side. All I need is my gobble gobble. All I need is my gobble gobble, my side, my side pieces, and I'll bring a napkin and we'll dig in Thanksgiving Day right here.
We'll dig right in.
Freaking hell, dude! We'll do it live on Thanksgiving Day. You know what? I'm going live at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. If people come and see me doing this stuff, I think I'm gonna fuck up their Thanksgiving dinner.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna fuck up people's Thanksgiving dinner. Mom, I'm not hungry right now. I feel a little sick, man.
Yeah, I feel like I'm gonna hurl.
Yeah.
I don't want to look at any turkey or giblets or anything.
I'm going to my room now. I bet you I'm gonna screw up some people's dinner. Yep, I'll bring it to you live. No problem. I'm already scheduled. I'm sure you got my notification for that show, 23rd. It's up there in my community page. It's on my YouTube page. I'm scheduled for the 23rd, which is Thanksgiving, at 3 p.m. for turkey dinner. It's going to happen. I mean, not that I'm starving or anything. It's just a show.
It's just a show.
If I wanted to, I could buy a real turkey. I can buy carrots and potatoes and everything. I can get all that stuff.
You're going to eat that stuff and go, oh my God, the cat's getting glory food here.
Yeah, it's not that beat after beat starving. It's just a show.
Yeah.
Just a Thanksgiving show.
Thanking everybody for their time and effort
Yeah.
while I eat cat food.
Yeah.
Just listen to you fuckers.
I might get a marker and draw some whiskers for
On
that
your
show.
face.
Yeah. Oh no, actually no. I'm getting a one of those funny turkey hats. You know those turkey hats people wear.
Yeah.
I'm going to be wearing one of those turkey hats doing this show. It'll be hilarious. It'll be like watching Saturday Night Live.
Okay, well, I got to take off.
All
It
right,
was
take
fun,
care.
buddy. Thank you very much for having me on.
Hey, take care. Yeah, I'll see. New release Tuesdays,
Yeah.
9 o'clock.
Yeah, I'll be there.
Take care, my friend.
You too, buddy. Have a good one.
You too. Hope there's another show next Sunday. Yes, there will be. Yeah, well, only satellite. I'll set it up tomorrow, Carpenter. And so we got new release Tuesdays coming up, 9 p.m. Eastern. Here at Beat After Beat, new release Tuesdays. Kind of a short, lonely satellite. Despite I did all that, I did a lot of reading this evening, and hopefully I made sense of everything about the issues of loneliness and how it can really do damage to your physical and mental well-being. Um, you can't you can't you can't hide from loneliness. It's right behind you. It's always right behind you. Loneliness is always right behind you. But it seems like solitude is the best way to go. Um, Living in solitude. I mean, you don't have control over people. You can't change people the way they are. I mean, you can't make somebody like you. You can't make somebody love you. You can't make that happen. Things have to come naturally with a person, but you can't force somebody to like you or love you or hang out with you. You can't change a person. But I believe solitude is the place to be if you can't control the things around you, the people around you. Best place to be is solitude and stay in one place. Because you're going to burn yourself out trying to find a friend or whatever. You eat cat food, I will eat hot dogs. Yeah, I'll be there here Tuesday. I appreciate that. Yeah, kind of a short, lonely satellite. Usually I'm here for like 4 hours. Um, but bringing this back here, only satellite by popular demand. Um, him did this show in 3 months. It is the most epic show I've ever done before, and the biggest and most satisfying show that I'll ever do right here. I'm not a therapist or anything like that. I'm not Dr. Phil. I'm just trying to figure out things in life like you guys are, with a little bit more effort in the panel effort. The more I have a group, the easier this show is going to work out for me. So for all of us, the more people involved with this show, the bigger and better it's going to be. It takes people to make things happen. So Lonely Satellite, 36 degrees and clear here in the Motor City. 36 degrees. Starting to get cold up here, Adrian. It's starting to get cold. It's starting to get real cold. 36 degrees right now here in the Motor City. Just looking over my notes for next week. I think we'll discuss next week. I think we'll discuss solitude. I think I'll do some research on solitude. What is solitude? Loneliness is marked by a sense of isolation. Solitude, on the other hand, is a state of being alone without being lonely and can lead to self awareness. I believe we're going to do the topic of solitude next Sunday night, 8 p.m. We will go forward with solitude. From the outside, solitude and loneliness look a lot alike. Both are characterized by solitariness, but all resemblance ends at the surface. We will work on solitude next Sunday night here on Lonely Satellite. Solitude. Possibly the best way to get out of loneliness is solitude. I think solitude may save lives. So we'll work on that next week, everyone. We'll work on solitude. Right, so am I. Had a big bowl of cereal today, fresh bananas, strawberries in it today, some piece of coffee cake. Um, Blood sugar's a little bit good today. Going to be calling my primary doctor tomorrow morning for a visit with a nutritionist, and we'll all try to understand what beat after beat should eat and should not eat. Adrian's been supporting me a lot with the food issue, um, what to eat, what not to eat, eat like a Frenchman. um, Adrian's been giving me a lot of great ideas for my eating habits, and I've been listening to her and getting a little support. I just might uh, mess up people's Thanksgiving dinner, but they don't have to watch my show, my Thanksgiving Day special. But it's scheduled, ready to go. 2 hours, 56 minutes, 3 people still in the house, just winding down the show. It's been a minute. This has been a beat after beat presentation. All praise to the Most High. Wrap it up. Last call for alcohol. Last call for alcohol. Yeah, I hope I don't make anybody sick, Adrian. I hope I don't make anybody sick for Thanksgiving. They don't have to watch the show, so. Turkey and giblets, frisky style. Getting ready to shut down. Grab something to eat. shut down at the 3 o'clock mark, or 3 hour mark, most likely. Everyone take care of themselves. Adrian, Tails, Derek, Northern Trail Dog, SoCal, Paladuza, Eggman, Exploring with Sam TV, Boo Henry, Skinner, 81, all my wonderful mods out there holding down the fort. Appreciate the love, all the support. See you all Tuesday night for new release Tuesdays. Hopefully it'll be exciting. Hopefully the music industry has lots of goodies for us to listen to. Please like, subscribe, share, beat after beat. Please share out the video. Thumbs up, please. Once again, this has been a Beat After Beat presentation. All praises to the Most High. Good night, everyone. And we will see you Tuesday night, 9 p.m. Eastern. Much love.